claims everything was expected to straight. It's like it seems wrong way.
My name is Paul James. I host this news every morning.
And the Golden Angel Award ceremony.
Hello, dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome to the East-West Show that is exclusively sponsored by Wolfers, the Belgian royal family designated brand of jewelry with 400 years of glorious history and hand-forged by 10 generations of the #1 craftsman on the global earth. Together, the name of Wolfers stands as a testimony to the spectacular and the share of their royal glory. To the show. My dear friend, Mr. Ken Hemming, is with me once again. We are here for the, as a matter of fact, for the biweekly update, just due to the fact that the things are happening so rapidly. We decided to insert today into the biweekly. So now today is the weekly update, because we have so many issues to update. So Mr. Ken Hemming is a good friend of mine, is a good friend of the community, is a good friend of the show. And he is an excellent individual. For a human being, he is a model, role model. I like that. And I like that comment too. And he is a man of constitution. He called himself. Well, I agree sometimes. And a philosophy, man of philosophy. And most importantly, he is a book writer himself. Life Simple, 100 Words Lived By is his masterpiece. So, my dear friend, welcome back to the show.
Jack, as you know, there's no place on planet Earth I would rather be than with you and your viewers. Thank you for letting me be a part of your activities.
By the way, I have to say something more about Mr. Ken Hemming. Being with me for so many years on the show, by last February, he hit the 250 show mark. And for that, he was awarded with such a plaque of honor. And he is determined to continue. Just now, I joked with him. I said with the virus situation, with the Wuhan virus situation getting worsened, if something did happen, say we all have to stay home, I will not give up my show. Will you give up? He says, no.
Of course not.
I'll be with you.
I'm here.
And for that, I gave him a big hand.
I'm here for you, Mr. Sue, and your viewers.
All right, and right. What a friend, what a man.
Absolute commitment.
A friend in need is friend indeed, isn't it?
It is, and very important. I'm very loyal to your group.
Of course, and I was just joking because that day was not likely to happen. And, well, we wish not to happen anyway. So, to the show.
Yes.
We have good news, we have bad news, right? You want to start with the good ones or the bad ones
let's
first?
start with something that I think is very, very appropriate. You know,
right.
we have great challenges in America and worldwide right now, and people are asked to stay in small groups or stay home or whatever. But I want to give my love and my appreciation to the truckers that keep working no matter what's going on.
Oh, yeah,
because
what a
all
thought,
the
yes.
and all the merchandise now, more people buy online. With truckers keep society and the economy going. I want to thank deeply the mail carriers. If we don't get mail, are you kidding me? If they couldn't work, if we didn't have a post office, we'd be toast.
The postmasters are really the ones
They're beautiful.
should be credited.
Yes, and so I give my love to them. And all of these support organizations that have to keep functioning because number one, it's their job and they're trying to make money, which is a capitalistic society. And I'm so thrilled and appreciative for all those that just keep pumping it out, while other people that may not be as essential, although just as important to their family and to our economy, they just keep doing it.
And
so
I want
to thank you.
Yeah, I would have to mention other folks in the waste management.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? We need those guys.
Yeah, without
Yeah,
them, right?
Yeah.
Let's give it for 2 weeks.
And of course, all the healthcare.
You will live within your own trash.
Yeah. And all the healthcare workers, okay?
Healthcare workers, yes.
Are you
yes, yes.
kidding me? They do go, they're at work, like they're encouraging people not to go to doctor's appointments, unless there's something kind of important, which is fine.
And also this has to include the water and the power workers.
Our utilities. Without
The
utilities,
utility.
what do we have? We're back to the Stone Age.
Including gas.
We're back to the Stone Age, yeah.
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 Oh, gas company, especially
Absolutely.
gas company.
Electricity.
So you can stay home eating instant noodles, but
Yeah.
you need water. You need hot water.
Oh, we need water.
And you need the gas.
Right, yeah.
Now in the winter, you need the gas to keep yourself warm.
Yeah, we do. Right.
Right? Those basic lines.
Yeah, the basic existence.
How do we define them? Life supporting basic lines?
Well, just basic. Yeah, life support.
Life supporting.
Basic
Life
needs
supporting.
for a
The
civilization.
term of life supporting tends to be medical. More medical.
Well, also food's pretty life supporting, and that's not medical. So without food or without water, like you say, Jack,
So
we've got nothing.
in other words, let's stretch the definition
Right, of life
supporting
Yeah.
to include them.
Not just
who
meds.
are, even though not medical workers.
Right, 100%.
Right. Oh, our military.
I love them. I worship them.
They are on a special alert
Yeah,
to keep ourselves safe.
they are.
And our law enforcement officers,
Yeah,
our firefighters,
yeah.
they all are, I believe,
God.
on a special alert.
Otherwise, you get a fire, it just burns down. These guys go out with whatever they have to do. They've got their own protection, hopefully, but they report for duty.
But I will withhold my appreciation to jail management because
too.
they're letting criminals out.
And people will die from that.
And
People-
lots of people
Yeah.
would suffer from,
Yeah, it's
from
crazy.
what they do.
It's crazy.
All right. So
You're right.
the list of credit has to extend to, in other words, the basic line support. Oh, even the sewer line people.
No sewer, no. We'd be back in the Stone Age.
You can live. You can live
Well,
without
you
them.
drive by. Here's a couple of trucks, and here's a sewer hole that's open, and guys are down there keeping things working, and so all these real basic needs, which obviously water and food, but all that they are continuing. So a person like me, they could tell me, "Well, stay home." Well, I'm not going to just stay home and do nothing, but I'm not going to do anything stupid either.
You're staying home needs them to work for you.
Otherwise,
You
there's
need
no
water.
home.
You have your tap
Right, I do.
to have water, right?
I drink over
you
a
need
gallon a
shower.
day, yeah.
You need a shower. You need your gas, and you need a light.
Yeah.
You need utility power.
So what's going to happen?
Everything.
Right now we have tremendous challenges. I do believe we'll talk about that later. That our president is meeting up to the challenges as only a businessman can do, with brilliant people supporting him.
Okay, let's wrap it up in a way that we all thank our people.
Thank you.
Who are working on the line of life supporting,
Yes, sir.
which we stretch to cover.
Right.
All right. Thank you very much. Now, speaking of President Donald Trump, I was not a supporter in the very beginning, right?
And then you met me.
And later, oh yeah, we argued a lot.
Yeah, right.
We shifted.
Yeah.
I shifted myself from the left to right. Seeing is believing,
Yes, sir.
right? I'm a rational person,
Yeah.
right? And I see things, I say things, I tell things.
Yes.
I cannot fake yourself, right?
No, you speak from your intellect and your heart.
I cannot betray the least of myself.
Right.
Okay, now, I shifted myself from the very left
The middle.
to the middle.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm at the middle, a little towards the right.
Yeah.
Okay. Why? Because I've seen things, right? Now, at this very moment, I would say this time, the situation, let's see the stock market.
Yes.
The stock market alone is no better than of the last 20, 30s. 1929
Well, we're
to 1930.
except we win.
That crash.
Well, right, but we've gone into this like 30 days ago. We were within 300 points of 30,000. Now we're at 300 points of 20,000. So I mean, we've lost, value. However, the ingenuity and the market,
My point is that
economy.
My point is that in spite of the fact that we lost within 20 days almost 10,000 points,
Yes,
right? We are still doing good.
we are doing well.
Let's take a short moment out. We come back to specifically address on this issue
Yes, sir.
how Donald Trump is handling the stock market.
Thank you.
All right. So stay with us, my dear friend. We will be right back.
Le bijou icône de Philippe Wolfers qui date de 1902. Il faut la regarder contre la lumière pour avoir toutes les couleurs de ce bijou qui est extraordinaire. Avec les opales, c'est un thème très à la mode, à la période Art Nouveau. On voit en argenterie, mais aussi en peinture. Et ça a à voir aussi quelque chose un peu symbolique. Un libellule, c'est très belle quand on la voit de loin, mais quand on l'approche, c'est comme un dragon en anglais. On dit un dragonfly.
C'est une des grandes figures de l'Art Nouveau. Et cette pièce, mieux que n'importe quelle autre, témoigne de sa virtuosité. L'opulence, le raffinement, les courbes et les couleurs, et puis le thème aussi, qui raconte une époque. Libellule a été réinterprétée, plus légère, mais c'est bien à son aïeul qu'elle fait référence, une pièce désormais accessible à tous, puisqu'elle est passée de la boutique au musée.
Everything we have to continue to work on it now.
My name is Paul James. I host English news every morning.
And a golden angel award ceremony.
Hello, dear friends, my lovely audience, brothers, sisters, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. My dear fellow Americans, it's time to call you my dear fellow Americans because we are once again on the same boat. We suddenly realize once again ourselves that we are on the same boat. Like the Donald Trump, Mr. Donald Trump, our president, said 2 days ago at the press release that he is ready to work with the Democrats, with the Republicans, and he's working with Americans.
Absolutely. He
He's
represents American citizens.
He's the president of the Americans,
Yes.
right? I'm very glad that if everybody is on that page, though, our things will turn 10 times better.
Yes, we need to coordinate our efforts, even if we have ideological differences.
Yeah. All right. Let difference remain. Let difference remain.
Yeah.
Let's
Defer
work
them.
Let's work on the common ground. The
Yeah.
common ground being that we are all on a small boat.
Right. There's a little leak on the boat right now, and we're going to plug it, and the boat will rise to new heights.
No, the boat is small, right?
Yes, sir.
Given that fact, the boat is small.
Yeah.
The water is rough.
Yeah, well, yeah, good point.
And let the water be
Nice
rough. Let the water be rough.
Nice point.
And it's raining.
You're right
And
on.
it's raining hard.
Yeah.
Dogs and the cats.
Yeah.
Right? So we're in a situation on a rainy day, we're out on the sea, when the water is rough, when the boat is small.
And so the most important is the captain of the ship.
Yes. So we're talking about if the ship works for women only,
Right.
or men only,
Big
or
problem.
people on the left-hand side only,
Right.
or people on the right-hand side only.
Right.
We're not gonna capsize the boat, no question at all.
So we must be balanced in all ways measured.
We
Yeah.
must. All right. So we give
Beautiful
them
point.
we give him a big hand for working for Americans, neither for Democrats nor for Republicans.
Yeah, he has.
Right.
He has.
Good
no-
job.
Yeah.
That's why, like I said, I say I'm shifting. I'm not shifting for no reason. I'm shifting for a reason, a good reason. Now, let's see what he has done, or what he has called for, or what he has called for yet in discussion, and what he has called for yet to be, some they even say, to be released or passed by Senate even within this week.
Right, right.
So what has he done so far?
Well, here's a kind of an overall philosophy that I see. This is the time we do not need a politician running our country. We need a businessman. Because what's happened, like in the business world, when a company has issues, they'll bring in somebody they call a turnaround expert that can rebalance and bring a company forward. Right now, President Trump, these outside influences such as the virus, the Wuhan virus that we're involved with, and also we had great fear before of perhaps Bernie Sanders becoming president, which is a socialist or whatever. That's kind of disappearing. So now it's the virus. And as a turnaround expert, president of the United States, Trump is accumulating the top doctors, scientists, businessmen, bringing government and private industry together, because the government can't do anything efficiently, no matter who's running it, efficiently. So now with industry committed with Trump, and we have a beautiful team that will guide us through this.
There's one thing that I noticed during the press release, the last press release,
yes,
that I would like to give a special emphasis on,
yes,
was that at some point a reporter asked, Mr. President, with all the airline industry, hospitality industry, and logistic industry almost shut down or half shut down.
Right.
Well, how do you consider the impact to them if you call people quarantine or whatsoever? Right? You know what the answer was? He said, it's life.
He wants to protect lives. He wants to minimize the number of people in America that die.
And
there are pains.
Want to prevent Americans from dying.
Right. And I love that focus.
His priority.
Yeah.
He didn't say, okay, of course. He didn't say, I don't care.
No.
He doesn't have to say that.
No.
He said, it is the life.
Yeah.
It is the American life. Right? It is American life I try to protect.
Yes.
To prevent them from dying.
Right.
Right. I
love
consider that. You know what? It's been quite an issue for almost all over the world, a consideration in between.
Yes.
Different
countries, different deals.
A balance in between.
Yeah.
Because on one hand, they have to keep a production going on, which is, of course, a fact. And on the other, you have to keep a number of dying reduced. Right?
And not all countries are. Like in Italy.
Now, you know countries who can afford to do that? Why? Because they are not as strong as we are.
That's right. Yeah. No, we've gone into this where we had a tremendous economy on fire, 300 points away from a $30,000 Dow.
You are right. Everybody says I'm the strongest.
Yeah. Right.
Even Kim Jong-un says that North Korea is the strongest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
However, well, for a country, for a nation, if it is strong or not, it is not a word on the lips.
Right.
It is what can you do, what you can afford doing at a time of such.
Right.
Am I making a point?
Yeah, totally. Speaking of North Korea, South Korea has some of this virus in there, and we'll never know what's going on in North Korea.
Oh, they have solutions. They told China, never come near. If you come near, I'll shoot.
Well,
they did say that.
With that border, that
I'm not faking it.
No, I believe
they
you.
did say that, right?
Yeah.
So now you used to talk about this.
Yeah.
Here is the river, right?
Yes, sir. Right.
Here's the line.
Yeah. Don't take the
Here's
swim.
the border line, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I can do everything.
Right.
I can fish. I can sail my boat. Everything here on my part of the river.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now what they say, Even the Chinese government has warned people not even get close to the edge.
You may be shot.
You may get shot.
Yeah. See, and the thing is, like in North Korea, there's probably
Why they do
thousands
so? Why they
starving
do so?
every day.
Why they do so? Economically, they cannot handle a situation of even one contamination.
No. Well, and I hope they have none. I mean, of course I do.
Oh, I hope they didn't have it.
Right, me too.
Because once they did,
Yeah.
they will make it 100 times worse. Okay?
Yeah.
Something like that. So for that, I really appreciate that special moment for that special answer.
Yeah.
It's life.
And then in Italy, right now, where their economy is not particularly strong, certainly compared to America, if you're like over 80 or something, which a lot of people are, okay, we live a long time now, and you become sick, they're not treating you. They don't have enough. They don't have the commitment. They're going to allow you, if you're going to die of virus causes, they will allow that to happen.
That's why the minister of Prime Minister of Italy
Yes, sir.
yesterday morning called upon the Italians to pay attention to their elderly.
I hope and
They
pray
say
do.
our elderlies, our grandmothers, grandfathers, they are the ones from whom we learn history, life.
But that's right, exactly. But in some of these socialist-oriented countries,
And now,
they're just not going to treat you.
and now they are feeling isolated.
Yeah,
They are feeling totally kind of taken out.
the elder people with medical
The elder
issues.
people.
Right.
Right. So now,
Right.
so here in our country, we say elderlies are protected. Even at the press release,
Yeah.
President Donald Trump
Yeah.
did say people over 65 stay home, take good care of yourself,
Yeah.
and call upon our youngsters, especially the millennials,
That's right. To focus and care for those people.
to focus on the care for
Yeah.
the elderly people.
Yeah, you're 25, 35 in great shape. You're
Now,
not going to die from
here's
this.
a range, okay? You have the elderly,
Yes.
you have the middle age, which is the workforce,
Yes, sir.
and you have the millennials.
Yeah.
Right? Let the workforce do their job to quarantine themselves or take good care of themselves.
Right.
And you youngsters,
And work from home too.
you youngsters with a special energy,
Yeah.
extend your extra energy to our elderly people.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good call. That's a good direction.
In America, we've just got to try to get the millennials to listen because they're young and they're
Wonderful.
They
So
haven't learned a
wonderful.
lot yet.
So wonderful. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, my dear friend, my lovely audiences, I came here 36 years ago, and I never regret, even though my friends back there got 10 times, 100 times, if not 1,000 times richer than I am, I still believed that I did the right thing.
And thank you for coming to America.
I did everything.
You've enhanced our country.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. I love my country. Of course, I love China too, but I love both. How about I love both? How about I love both my mother and my father? Is there anything wrong with that?
Not at
no.
all.
All right. I love them both. Let's take a short moment out. We come back right away.
everything we continue to work on it now.
My name is Paul James. I host the news every morning.
And a Golden Angel Award ceremony.
Hello, dear friends, lovely audiences. Welcome back, my dear friends. Welcome back to the East West, which is exclusively sponsored by Wolfers, the Belgian royal family designated brand of jewelry with 400 years of glorious history and hand-forged by 10 generations of the #1 craftsman on the global earth, who I admire. And altogether, the name Wolfers stands as a testimony to the spectacular and the share of the royal glory. Speaking of life-supporting line of life supporting, we shall never miss one point. That's for life supporting, you have to have a leadership.
Yes. Well, you hit it right.
You have, I believe I really hit the nail on the head. Without a strong and a correct, rightly oriented leadership.
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
you are wasting your efforts.
If we're not well led, we're not well fed. It's
led,
that
right?
simple.
Okay, very
Yeah.
good. With Donald Trump, we're back to Donald Trump. Your comment about what he has made proposals to do, what he has done. He has signed the 50 billion already, right?
Well, right now
give us
yes.
some,
Right
yeah.
now the Senate has not passed this financial relief bill. That's going to have some fancy name, but they're talking. There's so many things they're talking about, because things such as the airline industry, so many industries are saying, "Hey, wait a minute, we're troubled too. So we can't. I don't know that we can bail out the whole country, but it might cost us $1 trillion to try." Which is a lot of money, by the way. And so I expect within 72 hours, 3 days or something, we'll have a bill.
Now it's a Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Probably.
Probably by Friday.
Some folks say within this week.
Yeah, I think
By
probably
that,
this week.
our best bet would even be the Friday, right?
I would think so. Now, here's the thing, though. Then part of this, what they want to do, for example, the airline industry and the cruise line industry, they're devastated. American Airlines is down to $12.50 a share, the lowest that's ever
And
been.
hotel industry.
So many,
Hotel
and you
industry,
can't print
yeah.
enough money to make everything
Our
whole.
hotels are like frozen river.
It's really sad. It's really-
Nothing on the
yeah.
water at all.
Right.
Something like that, right?
But even more important than these large organizations, like major hotels, cruise and airplanes, the small businesses that have to close where their cash flow doesn't come in. They're the ones that if they have to close down, they may not have the money to even reopen. That's about 60% of our economy. That is I worry about airlines, I worry about everything, but I worry about the small business owners.
Yes, you're making an even bigger point.
More than anything.
Right now, with a nation so strong like this, right, I believe we can stand to a situation that the big companies being not operating for quite a substantial amount of time.
Yeah.
The longer we can stand, the stronger we show ourselves, because we do
true.
have the ability, we do have the capacity reserved for the rainy days. Now it's raining and raining hard. It's a
monsoon.
Yeah, what I'm considering, what I'm worried, my trepidation is the small moms and pop stores. Like
They're the foundation.
Like the one across the street.
Right. They're the foundation.
Like the ones my friends have.
Yeah.
Right?
I go to small things.
Like the coffee shop,
time.
and I go a lot of the time.
Right.
They do not. I mean, quite often the case, they do not even have extra case to stand alone without an operation for even a week.
Well, that's right. That's right. And that's really the big issue. And not all of these small businesses, say in the food industry, there's small restaurants everywhere. They're not capable of making some money doing a takeout business because they're just not prepared for takeout. So now something like McDonald's, okay, you can still go, you can get your coffee. So they have great takeout stuff. They won't fail. They won't close.
Which works both ways. Will benefit. They will benefit themselves by semi-open.
Right.
They
That's
will
true,
benefit the eaters, the diners.
They will benefit
the diners.
But they'll have to lay off people in there.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm talking about to get what's the best out of the already worse situation.
Right.
Okay, now,
It's survival.
And then the third group, even at large, are the folks who mostly blue collar work,
Right.
who work on a check to check base.
Right. Yeah.
They're kind of like this, right?
A lot of people,
And of course,
unfortunately, live their life that way.
And including mine, and our lifestyle
Yeah.
has been criticized for several times by many that we do not save enough.
Right.
We use too much credit.
For example,
credit
Japan
card,
has great savings. They've
right?
always been
We are
trained that way.
We're overspending ourselves. We are
Credit cards.
stretching our financial capabilities,
Right.
so on and so forth. But that's one thing. I'm sorry we're wrong. However, now we're in trouble. Help us. That's the call.
For example, today, President Trump at the news conference with the coronavirus task force said that he was going to suspend foreclosing on homes that were not able to meet their mortgage payments. So,
See that?
it's not permanent, but suspending it until we're
And
back
the
to normal.
student loan extension
Probably, I haven't,
and student loan interest excuse.
Yeah, well, and the interest is going down without question.
No. Zero interest on student loans.
Well, but you don't even have to make your payment right now.
No, you don't have to.
Right.
You don't have to.
You should,
For example, in a prolonged period of 3 months.
Yes, sir.
Right? You don't have to pay for the 3 months. Plus, when it comes back to normal, you don't have to resume the interest of the 3 months.
Oh, yeah, okay, you don't have to reach back and pay
if
for
you
it.
pay $500
Yeah.
on monthly,
It's permanently deferred.
and then come back pay
Yeah.
$500.
Right.
That's it.
That's good. That's fair, yeah. Because,
And you know what? Somebody even hoping better.
tell me.
There could be some excuse of the principals.
Well,
Because
I don't
because-
like that
No, because
myself.
because the virus pandemic consumed their times. You see my philosophy? For example, the guy supposed to be graduating September,
right.
right? Now with our school, the September graduation planned will not be realized, will not be kept.
If it's a college that doesn't
And
have
then
online
their-
classes.
Their graduation is postponed till next spring, say May, for example.
Yeah, right.
And then you're talking about 6 months of delay,
Okay.
which they would have won 6 months of salary already.
Well, assuming
Right?
they graduated and got a job.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Well, we talk word. When we
Right,
do this,
right.
when we see this, we say it on the average.
Yeah.
Say everybody gets a job.
Yeah,
So
right.
for that, they deserve some kind of compensation.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of reducing the principal
I know.
amount.
I know.
But
you may
but
not
that's-
support. You may be not supporting it.
Yeah.
However, it makes some point.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I
Yeah,
accept
we'll see.
reality.
Now, altogether, with all we discussed, with the top of the line,
Yeah.
the middle part, which are the small business owners, and the consumers, which mostly are the blue collar check-to-check folks,
And
right?
they're my heroes.
Money needed.
Now, the question is, Jack, they're talking about sending $1,000 to everybody or something like that, sending money to somebody to help them continue when their earnings, they lost their job. I don't know how you determine to send money to. For example, I've saved and I don't need it. Would they send me money? So there's a point. I don't know how they're going to do this.
I
have to just watch.
Remember, Rich McCall says that the Senate will not close.
Oh yeah,
And they will be busy discussing it.
they better.
Yeah. I believe this is the moment they are talking, term by term,
Yeah.
sentence by sentence, line by line of the whole thing.
Yeah,
I believe they will set up some kind of brackets
yeah,
for 25 to 50,
yeah.
from 50 to 100,
Based on past
from
tax returns,
100
maybe.
to 250,
Yeah,
from 250 to half a million.
Right, different amounts.
Goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
And they will work something like that.
yeah,
I do agree. Donald Trump says that the millionaires will not get the money, right?
Yeah.
If you're worth $1 million, you are not getting anything.
Well, but a lot of people might have $1 million
I know,
house,
I know.
but they have no money to spend.
Right now, it's not time to talk about
Yeah.
fairness.
Right.
It's talk about who's most emergency
Needed.
case
Right.
needed.
Right.
Right. Okay, my dear friends, let's take a short moment out. The more we talk about it, the more I feel that I like Donald Trump. The other day
Yes, sir.
when he was on the podium
Yes, sir.
speaking, he was kind of like almost falling.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, his assistant rushed to him, took him out.
I haven't seen that.
He must be working. He must have been working around the clock.
Well, President Trump doesn't sleep much.
God bless him.
God bless him.
All right, my dear friends, let's take a moment now. Come back to continue right away. We have bad news, we have good news, and how about we talk about something money? All right, so stay with us.
Everything continue to work on it now.
My name is Paul James. I host English news every morning.
And a golden angel award ceremony.
Hello, dear friends, loved audience. Welcome back to the show. Jack Chow and Ken Hemming on the weekly update, which had been bi-weekly update, but right now, due to the rapid happening of issues that we inserted today into the bi-weekly. So today is the weekly. With me is my good friend Ken Hemming. We're putting all the pieces together to see where we are. Of course, with the pandemic, nobody likes to be in a pandemic situation like this. Nobody likes to be contaminated or even infected with the virus or something like that. But problem is that once you are in, I'm sorry, my friend, we have to talk like what we're talking.
Reality.
Right? So, for example, if you, nobody wants to be homeless. Unfortunately, you are homeless. Let's talk like a homeless.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
that's reality.
You know, and well, like for example, they're saying, okay, if they give those that qualify $1,000, that covers the rent for some of the people, but that's pretty cheap rent. So it's
Not
very you
all-
cannot sustain life on 1,000 or 2,000.
No,
like
of course,
that.
of course
But,
not.
And so I
Of
don't
course
know. I don't know what impact it will.
no,
do.
no.
Best thing is get back to work.
President Donald Trump does not give you a fish
Yeah.
only.
Yeah.
Of course, at this very moment, I want the fish first
Yeah.
because I'm hungry. I have to eat. After eating, I'll go out to work.
Yeah.
And then, of course, provided you allow me to walk out to work, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. With the quarantine situation, I may need another fish. Who knows?
That's right. That's
right?
right.
Who knows, right? By logic, the first fish does make you not hungry.
Right.
You started thinking about longer, right?
Yeah.
For longer, we forgot to mention about small business zero interest loans. We haven't mentioned that, right?
We have not. Yes.
No.
But they need to. But
There
to
is.
me, they should be a loan, not a
The
gift.
whole stimulus plan shall include, and I believe will include, portion of the interest-free small business loans.
Well, they can defer the.
They will
interest
let the bank go ahead and
even-
give. They will let
Yeah.
bank go ahead, subject to their own rules or
Yeah.
whatsoever.
loosen their restrictions.
And the federal will cover the banks for their interest. You know what I mean?
Well, yes, I do.
Yeah.
And that's possible.
For example, I'm a small bank.
Yeah.
I have $100 million. That's all I have.
Yeah.
$100 million. So I loan half of my assets out,
Yeah.
and I should get, like, say, 15% of interest
Or whatever.
within a year.
Yeah.
Right? The government says, go ahead, do it. I'll give you the interest.
Well, one of the greatest dangers of this government bailout of our challenges is it takes away our individual freedoms because we have less freedoms and people become more dependent on government, which makes them then assume, like once you give another holiday, then they want it every year. So once you start giving money out, they're going to want it for the rest of their life.
I know
And
you're
we've got to
concerned.
have something
I know you're
very
concerned.
seriously.
Being a philosopher yourself, you don't surprise me if you think that way.
Yeah.
But my dear brother, I want you to realize one fact, that we are talking about orange and apple.
Right, and as long as it's temporary.
Yeah, yes, it
I'm
is
fine.
temporary.
Yeah.
And we're talking about temporary release, emergency
Right.
relief,
Relief.
like say GR, general relief.
Right,
Like a GR situation.
right.
Nobody shall lie on GR, shall live out of GR. No, and GR is cold out there. I need a blanket, and here goes your blanket.
Well, and also
That's it.
the more government interference in our individual lives, which may be necessary right now, people have. There's a lot of even when people.
Why do we need a government?
It opens up more. Opportunities for fraud by people, and people will
I
get
know.
greedy.
Those
And
are
why do
the-
we need a government
those
for
are the
instances like
side
this?
effect.
Right.
Those are
Right.
the byproducts.
Yeah.
Side effect.
Right.
But the aim of this whole thing
Yeah.
is to help
Temporary relief.
the most needy people
Right.
out of the temporary situation they are in.
Yeah. Basically, sustaining survival until
Yes.
we're back to normal.
Yes, of course.
That's
Yes,
what it
of
is.
course. Yes, of course.
That's the right
And that
summation.
is the most important thing. Okay.
Yeah.
In other words, on the average, you look at the logic. Why do we need a government? We need a government to tell us
Number
what to
one-
do, what not to do.
Number one, to protect our citizens from foreign
All
countries.
right, good.
That's the number one job of the president.
And to protect our citizens
Right.
from the attack of Mother Nature.
Right. In President Trump, which you highlighted,
Oh,
Jack,
even man-made a virus.
his whole purpose is to minimize the number of people that lose their life in
Yes.
America. And that is the most admirable of all.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
Mitigation
Right.
of the impact.
Right. Mitigation of the deep impact of
Yeah,
death.
of the deep impact.
Yeah.
I say against the enemies of foreign, domestic,
Right.
Mother Nature, or even man-made bombs.
Well, and one thing that's
How
going
about
to be
that?
good, all of this what we're doing, changing certain lifestyles, you know, we've got 15 to 30,000 people die or more die of flu every year. This we're going to learn more how to abate the common deaths from flu, because it happens and nobody worries about that. This is being weaponized and politicized with not good purposes, and Trump's keeping people together, and we will win. We will
And
win.
he's even smart enough, he's even sober-minded enough not to argue at this moment.
He does, no. He keeps his eyes closed
Right
and moves
now,
forward.
there's no moment of argue, no reason of argue, there's
Right.
no position of arguing.
All he will do is identify
Yeah,
when
yeah,
there is
yeah.
disinformation and specific lies that are stated, which a lot of the media and the
Somebody hits
newspapers
you.
do.
Somebody hits you with a club to the head.
Yeah. Well,
Right,
I'll
and
kick
you
him.
fell. You're bleeding.
Yeah.
Right. What you need is a doctor.
Yeah.
Right. Even the cop comes to investigation. Doctor will say, "Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Let me work on my patient first."
Well, see, and that whole thing about public safety, that's a byproduct here too, on how the police are dealing with this. And
Oh yeah. Speaking of
it's
public
pretty
safety,
big.
though, we did mention a little while ago when the California jails plan
Yeah.
to release
yeah.
another batch
Well, see, in
of
a
the-
confined
of
area like that,
inmates
maybe the virus spreads
to
faster.
reduce the jail cross-contamination.
Yeah, but then if you let a bunch of people out, some of those will have the virus and they'll just spread it because they're not going to follow the rules for.
Just assume.
Yeah.
Just assume.
Yeah.
I'm the one in charge of jails.
Yes, sir.
I will consider, what if?
Well, you know, one thing.
What
you
if somebody dies? Well,
Well,
because of the cross-contamination.
Right, but also you could feed the prisoners in a cell.
You need
could
another
feed them
jail?
in their cell, not in a big.
No, you need another jail to quarantine the jailmates.
Well, that's true. That would be okay.
jail
That-
inmates, right?
That,
But you don't have
are
another.
positive.
You don't have another.
right. Well, you can
That's
always,
what-
yeah.
That's what you have.
Like one thing going on now, two of the big, huge cruise ships, one in LA area, one in New York, are being converted to hospitals for quarantined people.
Hey,
that's
convert them
good.
into jails.
Well, that's right.
Could be.
No, that's fair.
Well,
Yeah.
it could work out.
It could.
And
yeah.
one
We've got all
cruise,
these cruise ships that are
one
huge.
cruise ship can take more than 3,000,
Oh, absolutely, which is a lot of people.
which is better condition. They love. They
Yeah,
love
they can
to
have
go.
their own room and stuff, whatever.
And plus, it's rocking. It feels
Yeah.
better.
So there's so
water.
much that can be done, and we just have to hope and pray every day it gets better. So the number of cases are growing, but that's because, but then this period of 14 days or a month where people just kind of take care of themselves, don't integrate very much.
So you are talking
Will be
about
good.
14 days of self-quarantine
Yeah.
in general.
Right.
But once you release your jailmates,
Right.
you're not talking about
No, 'cause
14
they'll-
days.
they'll go out
You're
and
talking about
spread it.
forever.
Right.
They're out of straight free men, free women already.
Yeah.
That is our risk.
Right.
So, my dear friend, good things and bad things, we have a basket full of things.
It's a basket.
All right.
Big one.
It's overflowing basket full
Yeah.
of issues to talk about. The good fact is that we have the majority of the issues taken care of, and the minority of the other issues which are risky or which are not good. Well, just wait a little bit. When we are less busy, we will have time to consider, but right now we have no time. Just get hands on, get eyes on, get minds on, get everything to focus on our folks at home. They need food. All right. My dear friend, my lovely audiences, we are a little over time, but I'm very happy we're over time in such a manner. Thank you for watching, my dear brothers, sisters. And to
Thank you,
Ken,
Jack.
Let's do this.
Yes, Jack, right there. Thank you, my friend.
All right.
And
So
your viewers.
Thank you for coming here. All right. And I believe that Cam and I, during the difficult times, will appear more than scheduled.
I'm always here
And
for you and your
that-
viewers.
For that, I thank him a lot, and thank him in particular. All right. See you next time.